In early February, I started reading a book called The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity. And in it, the author talks about one technique called morning pages, as in pages that you write in the morning. It's a really simple method, kind of a stream of consciousness way of writing, brain drain, just kind of get everything out on paper, whether it's crazy or good or bad or just dreams that you had, things that have been swirling around in your head at night. It's something important to kind of schedule first thing in the morning, so you kind of roll out of bed and you don't have to be in the mood for this. It's not like writing a journal, or definitely not like writing an article or a book. Just roll out of bed and start writing things down as they come into your head. So all you need is a notebook and a pen or a pencil. Grab your favorite coffee or tea and just get started writing. And you may never read it again. It could be something that you just get down on paper, get it off your chest, and just leave it. But I don't know, during this crazy time that we're having, it might be one of those things where you might want to pick it up and read it again. You never know. There is a connection, I think, between the brain and the hand. So I think it's important to do it in handwriting instead of putting it down, just on the typing it out on the keyboard on your computer. So if you can handwrite it, I think that's better. You may end up looking back at this years from now and just seeing, wow, I got through this time. I'm stronger than I thought I was. So here is an example from the second week in March from my little book. I'm up early because I can't sleep. I had an absurdly scary and ridiculous dream. Must have been a weird manifestation of the scare we're having in the world right now. They've closed the flow of travelers from Europe now for 30 days. It's hard not to know what to do in many ways. People don't want to quarantine too early. I can imagine people in the future saying, "This was the start of how I became a hermit." It's starting to rain really hard again. Things are really starting to escalate in the last few days too. Never in my life have I seen the world change so much in a week. Robbie canceled his flight to see us, which is a relief, but also sad, because we looked forward to that for so long. So glad my grandbabies are able to stay home from school. Yesterday, I made bagels, which was interesting, something new. I'm glad we did get a few veggies started in our garden when we did. See what I mean? Just get it down on the paper, whether it's weird or whatever. The author says that people ask her all the time what the morning pages are for, and she says the reason that they're there is to get you to the other side of our moods, our fears, and any negativity that we might have. Just getting it all down on the paper helps with all that. And above all, it gets us beyond our censor brain, that judgmental part of our brain that tells us that our work is no good. The artist says after you're done with the morning pages, the goal is to free up your artist brain, the creative part of your brain that is our inventor, our inner child that looks at the world in a new way and puts things together. When our artist brain plays, we get words like the ancient Norse word for boat, which was wave horse. And how about the name Skywalker in Star Wars? Pretty neat. We're kind of on sensor overload right now, sometimes known as the survival brain. The sensor's job is to help us to decide if it's safe to go out into the meadow right now. If we stay in that mode and only listen to our sensor, we will think everything is dangerous. We need balance between the sensor and the artist's brain, because yes, there is danger in the world and we need to take more precautions now than we ever have before. But we desperately need that artist brain creativity so we can release our creativity, give us freedom and a sense of safety. So think about a time that you were in fight or flight mode, for example, Your senses were on high alert, your heart was pounding, your breathing was shallow, things were happening fast. And let the morning pages be a way of de-escalating that, of slowing down your breathing and your heartbeat and of your contact with God, the source of all creativity. I think of my morning pages as a kind of a meditation. A breathing exercise you can do when you're done writing them is to breathe for the count of 4. So if you want to try that with me, breathe in for the count of 4. Hold it for 4. Breathe out for the count of 4. And hold again for the count of 4. And repeat that just for about a minute or so, and it actually signals to your body that everything is okay. I'd like to finish my writing time with a silent prayer, and I encourage you to try this tomorrow when you wake up. I want to finish this with a poem called June Poem by Evelyn Brookins. A butterfly sat with trembling wings, fresh from metamorphosed things. I'm afraid to fly, he said. I was so cozy in my bed. But fly you must, the sunshine said, for this is why your old self died. You crept along, slow, inch by inch. Now you can soar, so do not flinch. Let each limit thought be healed. Let God's own image be revealed. Let us reach forth and grasp the true above the seen from worm's eye view. Let none remain in mortal shells, but soar beyond where spirit dwells. False past must go, old ways dispersed, so wings may sprout with life reclothed. May your week be filled with joy in the moment, with peace so deep you can't understand how it enveloped you, and with creative inspiration that will make a difference in our hurting but very beautiful world.